How do you price yourself as a creative entrepreneur to be able to stand out from a sea of other people selling the same thing as you? In this video, I'm going to show you how to stop trading your time for money, charge more than your competition, but do it in a way where people are excited to pay you. This is after selling 7 figures of my own products and services on the internet. So if you stick till the end of this video, you're going to want to raise your prices immediately. The first thing you really don't want to get wrong is making sure that you put the offer in front of the right person. Just remember this, the same offer is worth something different to someone else. If we try to sell our services and we're selling it to the wrong person, what ends up happening is the business owner gets a little bit discouraged and thinks that what they're selling isn't worth it. But truly what might be happening is that they're just putting it in front of the wrong person, somebody who doesn't value it as much. Right off the bat, you just got to ask yourself, who is the most desperate for my solution? There's 3 questions I ask myself in order to figure that out. One is, how often do they think about this problem? Is it something that keeps them up at night, or is it something that is just a fleeting thought? 2 is, what setbacks do they have in their daily life because they're living with this problem? Is it something that's keeping them from growing? Is it something that just pops up once a month? And how much is it costing them right now to not fix it? So many times when we buy things, our focus is, how much is it going to cost me? How much is that going to set me back? In order to get your customers to see the true value is letting them know how much they're missing out on right now, how much they're already paying for not having the result and having to live with the problem. Let's run those 3 questions through some examples. If you are a fitness coach, let's say you help people lose weight, if you target it towards a CrossFit person versus somebody who's obese. With a CrossFit person, how often are they thinking about losing weight? Probably not very often, because they're already working out every day. How much does it interfere with their life? Probably not very much, because they're already active. How much is it costing them? It might be nice to lose a few pounds, but it's not a huge priority for them. If you put that same offer, weight loss, in front of a person who is obese, how often do they think about it? Probably every day when they get up and they can't walk up the stairs without losing their breath. How does it interfere with their life? Maybe it's daily, because they can't walk up the stairs, they can't run, they can't keep up with their kids when they're running around. And what is it costing them? Every day that passes by, that's another chance at getting diabetes or some other health disease that could put them out and not see their kids grow up. That's the cost of inaction. So clearly that offer, same thing, changed nothing, just target it towards someone obese, is way more valuable. It's life or death. If you target that towards a CrossFit athlete, obviously it's not worth as much. What if it's an offer that's not as dire as weight loss? All right, well, let's talk about basketball. I'd like to be good at basketball, but I'm not an NBA player and I don't plan on being one. So I don't think about it much. It doesn't interfere with my life except for when I go to the park and challenge 5th graders on a pickup game. And it's not costing me anything except for my ego 0.00001% of the time. But what about that same offer helping somebody get good at basketball and they are a college athlete who dreams of being in the NBA? So it went from a skill that was almost valueless to one person to being the most valuable thing to another person. If you charged me $10,000 to learn how to play basketball, I'd probably say no. If you charge somebody who's a college athlete and you can help them get in the NBA, that is $10,000 is a deal. Some problems by nature are more costly not to fix, but it doesn't mean offers like music, basketball, hobbies, things like that can't be profitable. You just want to find the people that value it more. I taught music production. That is a market of broke people. In fact, we have a stigma attached to our name, broke musicians. So even though it's just making beats in the eyes of most, to somebody who wants to do this and has been doing it their whole life, getting good is priority for them. So the value dramatically increases in their eyes and you could charge more. Now that you know that it's important to sell the right thing to the right person, how do you even price yourself? This is where you should use a value pricing model, meaning that the way you come up with your price should be solely based on the significance of how much somebody's life changes when they have your solution. Truly understanding this concept is what's going to free you of the 9-to-5 mindset and charging per hour. And of course, in school, at work, we were taught to think of dollars in terms of hours. But the problem with that is that we only have 24 hours every single day. Name a person that has 25 hours. It's literally impossible, which means that as long as your income is tied to something that is limited, your income becomes limited. Another problem with charging for your time is that you get punished for being efficient. How many times has your boss told you to do something you knew you could do quickly, but you just dragged it on for hours? Because you knew if you finished, they would just give you more assignments. It's the same thing here. If you could create a website for somebody and you could literally finish the website that helps them make millions of dollars, but you did it in an hour, now they're only paying you for 1 hour and you just got punished for doing it so quickly. But if you can make a website that makes somebody millions of dollars and you charge them $10,000, it's still a no-brainer. And now you can do it quickly, not get punished for it. You can take the time that you have now, charge somebody else for that service, and actually get paid for being efficient. With the hourly model, your income stops when you stop. If you don't show up, you're not physically there, you can't get paid. The first formula in financial freedom is being able to detach your income from your time. Plus, if you charge hourly, this is how you become a commodity in the market. People will look at your hourly rate and compare it to somebody else's hourly rate. If you guys are selling the same thing, it's just a battle of who's cheaper. So then they see your price, they lower theirs, you see that they lowered it, you lower yours, and you guys keep going until you get to zero and you're out of business. When you're pricing, think in terms of the end result that they get when they're done working with you instead of the process of getting there. Do you pay an Uber to get to your destination or to sit in a car with a stranger? If I sold you on how cool the ride was going to be, you're probably not very inclined to actually take that ride. If I told you I could get you to your destination even faster, that's what's more valuable in your mind. That's why you can charge more for speed. The great thing with value pricing too is there is no limit on how much value you can add. The more you learn, the better you get better at what you do, the more that value increases and the more you can charge. And there's no ceiling to that. It's never like, this is too much value, I cannot handle anymore. And the great thing too is like the quicker you do it, the more valuable something is and the more you can charge. If you were driving from New York City to California, there's a reason why people hop on an airplane and they're willing to pay for that plane ticket because it saves them 3 days. Do you pay for Amazon Prime because it takes longer? People want things fast. They want things now. People want immediate gratification. They value that and they'll pay more for it. With hourly rates, you get punished for that. With value, that's where you can take advantage of it. And the cool thing is you can build out systems that gets your clients results without you having to physically be there, doing the thing, putting in your work. This is why AI is going to change the landscape of business. It's literally because of speed and systems. Let's say I applied for a job at your business as an appointment setter. I sat in the DMs, I messaged people and booked them into a call. If I did that, I would have to trade my hours and I could only make so much. But what if I built an AI to do that in your business and charge the same thing? And then I took that same system, built it out for another business and did that 30 more times. I just 30x'd my income without just trading my time, instead building systems but getting people the same result. It's gonna be harder for your competition to mimic you too, because if you're charging hourly, they just look at their hour and they compare it to yours. Whereas if you sell a transformation, it's hard to mimic that, and you can always add more value to make it sound even more valuable. Ask yourself these few questions. What is everything I give to my client? What impact does this make on their life? And what can I do to amplify the value even more? If you were to put numbers on those, what is that worth for your client? You should charge according to that, not your time. So you have your offer, you know who you're gonna sell to, you know your pricing, but presenting all of that wrong will break your business. So let's talk about that. When most creative entrepreneurs present their offer, what they focus on is selling people on their things, their features, and the little moving pieces. People are always going to focus on what we draw their attention to. If we drew their attention to features versus drawing their attention to their transformation, which one do you think they would value more? So this is how a lot of people sell. I'm gonna use fitness training as an example again. They'll say things like, you get this many one-on-ones, you get this many group coachings, workout plan, diet plan, 12 weeks you're gonna do lifting, cardio. Those are all things they don't really want. Plus, those things sound hard and it sounds like it takes work. They're not buying that, they're buying the weight loss and being fit. Again, the Uber example. Do you want to get to the destination, or do you want to be like, the seats in the car are really comfortable, they're heated, there's a good seat belt? People don't care about that stuff. They care about the thing at the end. Here's the framework to pitching your offer. 2 things to talk about: the problem, then the solution. With the problem, talk about why it sucks to have the problem and what it costs when you change nothing about the problem, how it escalates and gets worse. Then switch over and talk about your solution. Explain what the solution is, this is why it works, And this is the significant life change you get when you have the solution. Here's how you would present the transformation. I'll use fitness again. So it sucks because it's hard that you have no energy right now to be able to do anything that you want to. And it only gets worse because if it's hard now, imagine what happens when you wait longer, you gain more weight. It's gonna take that much longer to bounce back just to baseline. So solution, we're going to build a plan around your body type and your daily habits. Reason this works better, because the fitness journey is different for everyone else. Everyone lives a different lifestyle, everyone has a different body type, different DNA. We have to figure out what works best for you. How your life changes, you live longer, you actually get to see your kids grow up, you get to see them have kids, become a grandparent, because you're removing all your chances of health complications. Presentation is one of the biggest needle movers in your business. A great offer presented incorrectly can be wasted opportunity. Imagine if there was 2 bakeries that were selling pies, and in one of the stores it said fresh baked homemade pie, and the other one said pile of smushed hot fruit stuffed between crust. Which one are you gonna go to? The first one, because it sounds better. But why? It's the same thing. It's because the way that you present and package things really makes a big difference in the market. No matter how good the thing is, you have to present it correctly. It needs to be said in a way where somebody else can hear it in their mind, they see it's valuable, and they're willing to pay you money for it. Having all this is the best way to price yourself so that you're not constantly on that hamster wheel of charging hourly and you can actually get ahead. But if you're a creative, you're a coach, you teach other people your skills, and you want to learn how to build an audience that's not just lurking and just followers, but actually turn into buyers, check out this video right here. Subscribe to the channel if it was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.